55th pick. Destined for failure, not NBA material. The critics were brutal when Bronny James entered the league. NBA executives even went on record saying he didn't belong here. Fast forward just a few months, and something remarkable is happening. The son of the king finds his footing, silencing doubters one game at a time. This is the redemption story nobody saw coming. The controversial beginning. When the Los Angeles Lakers picked Bronny James with the 55th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, everyone had something to say about it. Social media blew up with people calling him the biggest nepo baby and questioning if he even deserved a spot in the NBA. As the son of basketball legend LeBron James, Bronny has faced criticism like no other rookie before him. Critics were quick to argue that he was only drafted because of his famous last name. But as we move through the 2024 to 2025 NBA season, something interesting is happening. Bronny is slowly changing the narrative and showing flashes of potential that suggest the Lakers' controversial decision might actually pay off. Bronny's journey in the NBA wasn't easy by any means. When the Lakers selected him deep in the second round, social media erupted with accusations of nepotism. The criticism seemed justified at first. Through his first 20 games, Bronny averaged just 1.7 points, 0.5 rebounds, and 0.4 assists in limited minutes. He was constantly shuffling between the NBA and the G League, and in several early season games, he either didn't play at all or was on the court for just a few minutes. Making history as part of the first father-son duo to play together in the NBA was both a blessing and a curse. While it was a heartwarming moment for basketball fans, it also put Bronny under a microscope. Every missed shot and turnover became fuel for critics who believed he was taking a roster spot from more deserving players. Development in the G League. What many people missed while focusing on Bronny's NBA struggles was his development in the G League. The Lakers' South Bay affiliate became his training ground, a place where he could work on his skills away from the intense spotlight of NBA games. January 2025 gave us the first major signs of Bronny's potential when he exploded for a season-high 31 points against the Rip City Remix. This performance wasn't just about scoring, it showed his improved confidence and decision-making abilities. The G League experience proved incredibly valuable for Bronny, allowing him to work on his basketball fundamentals while adjusting to the speed and physicality of professional basketball. While critics were focused on his NBA struggles, those watching his G League performances started noticing steady improvement in his shooting form, defensive awareness, and overall court presence. But this development path wasn't without controversy. When the Lakers occasionally called him up for NBA games despite his G League momentum, some analysts questioned whether this was the right approach for his development. The turning point. February 2025 marked a significant turning point in Bronny's rookie season. On February 12th, he scored a season-high 9 points in an NBA game against the Jazz, giving fans the first real glimpse of his potential at the highest level. This performance wasn't just a one-off, it was the beginning of a more confident, assertive Bronny James. So, what changed? For one, Bronny began showing improved shot selection and defensive intensity. While his minutes remained limited, his efficiency during those minutes increased noticeably. He started making more of his three-point attempts and showed better awareness on the court. These improvements weren't enough to silence all critics, but they certainly raised eyebrows among those who had completely written him off. The Lakers' coaching staff, led by J.J. Redick, also implemented a more structured development plan for Bronny. Instead of constantly moving him back and forth between leagues, they established a more consistent approach to his playing time and role. This stability helped Bronny build confidence and better understand what was expected of him on the court. By March 2025, we saw Bronny carving out a specific role for himself on the Lakers roster. While not a starter or even a primary rotation player, he began providing valuable defensive energy and occasional scoring in specific game situations. Coach Redick noted that Bronny's defensive instincts were ahead of his offensive game, something that surprised many critics who questioned whether he had any NBA-level skills at all. What's particularly impressive is how Bronny embraced his developmental journey. Unlike some highly touted prospects who expect immediate success, he's shown humility and willingness to learn. Looking at Bronny's game logs throughout the 2024 to 2025 season reveals a story of slow but steady improvement. His early season appearances in October and November 2024 showed a player clearly overwhelmed by NBA competition. In his October 22 debut against the Timberwolves, he played just 3 minutes and only recorded a single rebound. Similar limited production followed in his next few games. However, by February and March 2025, the statistical trends began changing. Not only did he record his season-high 9 points, but his overall efficiency improved. His shooting percentage, while still not exceptional, climbed from the low 20s early in the season to more respectable numbers. Most importantly, his defensive metrics showed significant improvement. He began recording steals more consistently, 5 games with at least 1 steal, and even recorded multiple blocks. What these statistics show isn't that Bronny has suddenly become an NBA star, but rather that he's making the step-by-step improvements necessary for long-term development. For a second-round pick, especially one drafted 55th overall, this trajectory of development is actually quite encouraging, regardless of his last name. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of Bronny's rookie season has been his mental toughness in the face of constant criticism. Unlike many young players who might crumble under such intense scrutiny, he's maintained a professional approach and positive attitude. The accusations of nepotism haven't completely disappeared, but they've certainly lessened as Bronny has shown flashes of legitimate NBA potential. His response has been perfect. Let improvement on the court speak louder than any social media post or interview could. This approach has gradually earned him respect among teammates and even some former critics. But Bronny has recently opened up about the intense scrutiny he faced during his rookie year with the Los Angeles Lakers. In an interview with The Athletic's Joe Varden, Bronny shared his thoughts on the criticism he receives, stating, "People think I'm a F-ing robot, like I don't have any feelings or emotions." Bronny also acknowledged that while he tries to ignore most of the criticism, it sometimes fuels his motivation to improve. He explained that he uses these negative comments to drive his daily routine and continuous self-improvement. But on top of all, Bronny showed his potential to the NBA when the Los Angeles Lakers faced a depleted lineup on March 21, 2025, missing stars LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura due to injuries. With their top scorers sidelined, rookie Bronny James stepped into the spotlight against the Milwaukee Bucks, delivering a career-high 17 points in a 118-89 loss. Bronny's 17 points marked his first double-digit scoring game in the NBA, achieved on efficient 7 of 10 shooting from the field and 2 of 4 from three-point range. He added 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a block in 30 minutes, the most playing time he'd seen all season. Though the Lakers were outscored by 36 points during his time on the court, Bronny's performance stood out as a rare bright spot. Lakers coach J.J. Redick stated that Bronny's confidence is growing and thinks he's going to be a good NBA shooter and going to have a chance to really make an impact. The father-son dynamic. Playing alongside his father, LeBron James, creates a situation we've never seen before in NBA history. In the history of the NBA, there's never been a father and a son that have shared an NBA basketball court, and that feels like something that could be magical. Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka said after drafting Bronny, "This unique relationship has provided Bronny with a mentor, unlike any other rookie has ever had. Direct access to one of the greatest basketball minds in history." Their on-court chemistry has improved throughout the season, with several highlight-worthy father-son connections in recent games. While critics might view this as special treatment, it's hard to deny the basketball education Bronny receives daily from his father. LeBron's presence has been both a blessing and a challenge for Bronny. It provides mentorship, but also casts an enormous shadow. The improvement we've seen suggests Bronny is finding ways to benefit from his father's wisdom, while gradually establishing his own identity as a player. While it's too early to predict whether Bronny will become an NBA star, the trajectory of his development suggests he could eventually become a solid rotation player. His defensive instincts, athletic ability, and improving shooting touch provide a foundation to build upon. Most importantly, at just 20 years old, he has plenty of time to develop. The Lakers' long-term strategy with Bronny appears focused on patience and development rather than immediate production. This approach acknowledges both his draft position, 55th overall picks rarely become immediate contributors, and his unique situation as LeBron's son. By gradually increasing his responsibilities and continuing his development in both practice and game situations, the Lakers are giving Bronny the best chance for long-term success. Critics who completely wrote off Bronny's NBA potential may need to reconsider their position. While he hasn't proven himself to be a future All-Star, he's shown enough improvement to suggest he belongs to professional basketball. Whether Bronny James ultimately silences all his critics remains to be seen. What's clear is that he's already proven wrong those who claimed he had no business on an NBA court. The 2024 to 2025 season has been about laying a foundation, showing flashes of the player he might become while developing the skills and mentality needed for long-term success. Who knows? The journey of redemption might be well underway. That's it for today, and if you want to learn more about the James family, be sure to check out our playlist, where you'll find more videos about LeBron and his family's NBA journey. We'll see you next time.